thing that really made me mad about this thing is that Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Dalton and this is Bertrand Acres. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a 15-hour review on my TYM 2515H. I did a lot of research before I bought this tractor, and so in this video, I'm gonna be giving you guys all the things I love and the things I don't like about it in the first 15 hours I've put on this machine. All right, guys, let me go ahead and grab the tractor. It is in the canopy right here, which has been awesome, by the way. Just for a temporary little canopy to get the tractor out of the elements, it has been awesome. So let me go ahead and grab it and I will see you guys back out here. 200 bucks, guys. This canopy is awesome. All right, let me go ahead and roll this thing up and I will pull this thing out of here. Downside is rolling this up with one person. Okay. All right, I got a bunch of these boxes in here. This is actually for our pole barn. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Shout out to Backwoods Buildings, glow plugs. All right, guys, so here it is, the 2025 TYM 2515H, the H meaning hydrostatic, which for a new tractor owner like myself with zero experience pretty much, that forward and reverse pedal makes it very, very simple to learn. And this thing has been a blast to learn. There hasn't really been a crazy learning curve. I just kind of jumped on it. I've been watching videos on YouTube a lot on these things, so I kind of learned a lot through that. Obviously, there's a bunch of YouTubers that have this tractor or have had this tractor, and they have nothing but great things to say about it. So that was part of the reason I went with it. A lot of people on the forums were saying, bang for the buck, it is very hard to beat it. You know, if you could only have one tractor and you don't have 100 acres, this is a great option. And I was in the market for one tractor. You know, I don't want to have multiple tractors, and there's not one tractor that can do absolutely everything. I get that, but this was the closest one to that, in my opinion. And so that's why I went with it. And with just over 15 hours on it, I will say it has been a flawless machine. I've learned pretty fast on it. I've not been real easy on it. As you can see, we have a 48-inch mulcher on the back. From Bombalite, it is a that's an absolute monster of a mulcher. And I will say it's probably on the larger end for a tractor of this size. It's rated 25 to 45 horse, but this thing is 25 horse with 21 horsepower at the PTO. It spins it just fine. It'll bog it down on some stuff, but it's spinning a big mulching drum right there, and it rips through just about everything. I don't overdo it. And I'm not like fully revving my tractor to the max. I'm still somewhat breaking this tractor in. I don't want to completely destroy it. You know, I'm relatively hard on equipment, but I also do take care of my things. So kind of easing into it, learning this mulcher without, blowing up the PTO. And it has actually been awesome to learn both of these things at the same time. As you can see right there is a 25 to 45 horsepower Cat 1. This thing weighs 1,050 pounds. As you guys see, it lifts this thing up like it's nothing on the rear. And that's another thing. Lift capacity on this thing is probably best in the class for a 25 horse tractor. I believe it lifts 3,400 pounds at the rear. It's like 3,100 or 3,400 pounds at the rear and 2,100 pounds at the front pins, which, again, I don't know if any other tractor offers that in this size tractor. I don't think they do. Don't quote me on it, but I think this is the best in class, especially for the money. Now, I know Kubota don't have a tractor that's 25 horse that lifts that much in the front and the rear. Again, it could just be their conservative way of their ratings. I don't know, maybe it's a safety thing. This thing has all the power in the world to lift up to that The only problem I had was I didn't have these tires ballast. So when I lifted this thing off the trailer when I first got it, it was starting to come up at the end, but it was not a loader problem. It had all the power in the world to do that. So, and then obviously in the rear, it lifts like it's nothing. But yeah, so far in the first 15, 16 hours, I absolutely love this thing. There's nothing really that I could say that was hard to learn. So if you are a new tractor owner or looking to be a new tractor owner, don't be intimidated by this, but you still have to respect these tractors. You know, it sounds like, oh, only 25 horse. These things can do a lot of damage and they can hurt you. So you have to respect them. You know, it's not a big machine really, but they're very powerful, you know, and especially if you have something like this on the back. This thing is an absolute monster and creates absolute carnage. So you got to be careful. And yeah, I actually have the ROPS down because I have it put in that canopy. Obviously, this thing is going to be going in our pole barn, which you can see over there off in the distance. The whole pole barn was delivered last week, and so you can see the geese over there hanging out near it. Shout out to Backwoods Buildings. This thing has been incredible for me, guys. So if you are on the fence about getting this tractor or another one, it has my endorsement. I don't have any tie to TYM. I'm not sponsored by them in any way whatsoever, and I'm also not sponsored by the dealership I bought it from. I paid full price pretty much. I think they had a deal on it, but it wasn't because I do social media, nothing like that. I got a good deal on this thing, and I am not obligated to say this thing is great, regardless of if it's great or not. I wouldn't do that anyways. So I know some people will do that. I can't do that. I can't lie to you guys. And so if this thing sucked, you guys would know about it. You know, I'm not answering to anyone on this. If this thing broke down in the first 5 minutes of owning it, I would let you guys know, and this video wouldn't be as positive. I'll tell you that much. But I will say, one thing I didn't like about this is probably the only thing that I was mad about, and I'm not really mad about it because it was fixed instantly. The only problem I've had with this thing in the 2 months of ownership, and that is the seat right here. Not this seat. The original seat that was on this was starting to get like some checkering, some like deterioration of the material here. I don't know if it was from the sun or where it sat on the lot or whatever. I didn't see it when I bought it, but it was like within a couple days, for some reason, the seat was like getting all like, it wasn't like a tear, because I don't even get out of the tractor right there. It wasn't from me. It looked like it was just from heat, and I don't let this thing sit out in the sun either. And so I sent a picture to Cloud Auto, which is where I bought this from, and this is where, like, you know, Piney Grove goes, and Hank Hamilton, guys like that. Great company. I will always buy from them. They contacted TYM, sent them pictures. TYM instantly sent a new seat out, and this is the newer seat, I believe, like the 2026 seat. They sent that out, and this is what's great about having a local dealer that's been in business a long time and has great reviews and things like that, is they contacted me once the seat came in, and they were like, hey, when do you want to get this thing in to get replaced? And I was like, I don't really know when I can. I don't have a trailer for this thing yet. And the goal was to have a trailer by now, and I didn't. And so they're like, okay, let me give you a call back here in a second. They call me back a little bit later, and they're like, hey, we can send so-and-so out this week to your property, and he'll replace it on the site. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I wasn't in a rush to get the new seat either. They just wanted to get it done. And yeah, that Friday, they sent Mike out from Cloud Auto. He replaced it. I wasn't even home. I just told him, hey, it's right here. Comes to replace it. When I come back later that day, brand new seat on it. Even a better seat than what they come with. So, yeah, big shout out to Cloud Auto. It really does make a world of difference to have a good dealer to work with. You know, I was wanting to get a TYM regardless, but I'm glad that I have a dealer that's relatively local to me for, you know, warranty work and things like that. So I think that's very important. I don't recommend buying a brand that's, you know, 600 miles away just because you like the brand. I think it's worth having good dealer support. I really think that's one of the most important things. Obviously, bang for the buck's great, lift capacity, things like that. But I think a dealer support is probably the best thing you can possibly have for equipment like this. Okay, so we're just gonna go over a few things real quick for those of you that are wanting a full review and kind of going over some of the functions on it, right? So some people complain about the placement of the old lever here for the hydraulics. I don't mind it, I'm used to it. Some people prefer it right here. I don't really care. This is all I know, so for me, it's easy. Here's your PTO. You push it to turn it off, twist it to turn it on. You get your hazards, cruise control. Here's your throttle right here. This is for your steering wheel tilt. adjustment for the seat. This is for your rear lift to raise and lower it. Down there is to control how fast it raises and lowers. So if you have a real light implement on the back, then you can turn that down where it lowers it a lot slower. If you have something real heavy like this, you can dial it in to where it's not slamming to the ground and it's kind of a more gradual drop. Down there is the 4-wheel drive lever right there. That one is diff lock, and then over there is your gear selection for basically low, medium, and high, and then neutral. And so obviously I run it in, I would say, medium most of the time, the B range. If I'm using the mulcher, I'll be running 4-wheel drive in the mulcher, and I'll rev it up pretty good. And then here's the brakes right here. Brakes, forward and reverse pedal right there. Turn signals, horn, headlights, high beams, things like that. What else? Fuel tank. Little cup holder here. Obviously the ROPS I have folded down just for the canopy. But yeah, very easy to get to. The little brush bar here, the hood, everything stays real nice in there. I blow that out every time I use, especially every time I use the mulcher. But yeah, she still looks pretty brand new, I'll say. Looks awesome still. Again, I know a lot of people don't keep their tractors and equipment looking really nice and clean. I kind of like to. I want it to look like brand new, especially when it comes time to sell it. If I ever do sell it, I want it to look nice. So yeah, very easy to get to everything. PTO, I don't have the PTO hooked up obviously right there on the mulcher because I just hooked it up to move it the other day. But yeah, everything's very easy to get to, very simple. I absolutely love this thing. One thing I do wish I had is rear remotes, so I'm probably gonna add rear remotes here in the near future. I don't have anything just yet that I need it for, but I'm thinking about adding a hydraulic top link, so I'm probably gonna add the rear remotes. That way I have full hydraulics back here. What's nice is everything's so easy to get to. You got hydraulic filters down there, you got oil filter right there. One thing I do wish I had, and I probably am gonna do that, is I'm gonna get something that protects all these filters. I believe it was Lucas with Peaks Peak. He was using the mulcher, I believe, and it shot a branch up and it knocked one of these hydraulic lines loose, and then obviously you lose all your hydraulic fluid. And so I'm sure there's a company out there that makes a plate that covers that up and protects it, you know, a couple bolts and it's protecting it, because it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It just needs to be like a metal shield just to protect the lines really, and that way big stumps and things don't get launched into it and bend stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's probably my only complaint with this thing, and it's probably something that every tractor has. So other than that, I absolutely love this thing. All right guys, so that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for those of you that are in the market for one of these things. Again, it's not just a one size fits all, but I think this is one of the closest ones to that. I think bang for the buck, it's up there. I think lift capacity and rear lift capacity and all of that is up there as well. I think it's a great value. And again, it's gonna come down to, is there a dealer in your area that has them? And also your property size and what you wanna do with your tractor. So it does a lot of things really good. And obviously it's too small for some things and then too big for other things. So that's all gonna come into play. And I know you guys will make that decision, but I wanted to just let you guys know my thoughts on this thing. And I absolutely love it. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll do my best to get to them. And yeah, that's gonna do it guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.